Thank you so much for staying with us. Now let's analyze these top stories with Sumbo Badejoko, Public Affairs Analyst. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, that wasn't clear enough, but we hope that it gets better. Let's look at some of these stories, especially beginning with this one coming from the aviation sector, talking about airlines planning to increase the number of seats in the planes, the flight seats, to allow more travelers to commute and boost revenue. How does this come to you, especially seeing that we know that there's a hike in the fares as we speak, but now they're saying that they would now increase the number of seats, and that would make the price that consumers or that commuters have to pay would now reduce due to this act?
Yeah, the aviation sector in Nigeria has actually been struggling. And why is that? Is because, don't forget, during the lockdown, the COVID-19 lockdown, it was one of the sectors that was practically grounded. And after lockdown was over, they were still trying to get to their feet. And of course, government policy locally is also happening. Now, stocks are removed. And of course, the forex window has been marked. Created another round of the dollar in the parallel market selling for over 1,000 naira. And we are importing petroleum products. So these people are in business. They need to make profit, otherwise they will go business. It is in our attempt to make profit, that is work.
Okay, Sumbo Badejoko there, analyzing the story coming from the aviation sector, talking about how airlines now plan to increase the number of seats in the flight to, in the, air. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, okay, it was breaking off, but I think it's better now.
Okay. So I was saying that these people are in business and they need to remain in business. And whatsoever they can do to remain in business, they have to do. Business for the aviation sector in Nigeria is really very stringent and it is very difficult for them to do. As of February last year, Jet A1 was sold for 250 naira per liter. Now, it is being sold for around 950 naira per liter. And if a Boeing 747 will move for an hour, Lagos to Abuja is going to consume an average of 10,000 liters. When you do the math,
All right, we're experiencing some bit of network skirmishes there with Sumbo Badejoko, but we would be talking about all of these issues as focused on the different sectors of the economy.
So when you have all these put together, you wouldn't be surprised that the management of such company will be thinking of, okay, if you have space that we can have within the aircraft, so be it. That is what has informed that decision.
All right, well, they are also talking about the fact that the scarcity of foreign exchange has affected them badly, and that this is a way to cushion the effects of that hike in the price of air flights to passengers.
Yes, I understand. The scarcity is affecting.
Okay, we might have to take a break and come back. Let's see what we can do about this unfriendly network, and then come back to join the conversation again. Stay with us. Let's move on to other stories now. Sumbo Badejoko is still with us virtually. Let's talk about this one coming from IBEDC. The CEO of Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, Kingsley Achife, is saying that the residential consumers in Ogun State owe the company over 67 billion naira. And he said this at a community engagement held at the IBEDC head office in Abeokuta, and he urged members of the public also to not cover their staff who indulge in unwholesome practices. But let's begin with this debt owed IBEDC by Ogun State consumers. Where do you place this?
Well, it depends on the way you look at it. IBEDC for the past 3 years has been giving people estimated billing. And estimated billing is always covered with it's fraudulent because it's not actually, it's usually more than the consumption of the consumer. Now, this company, through the support of the government, was supposed to have metered all their customers. I tell you, they are yet to do that. And when you don't meter your customer, you have created a room for energy theft. And that is what they are trying to prevent or trying to cover up by giving people estimated billing. They subdivided customers into different groups and they supply them electricity based on the category of goods that they belong. Now, electricity is current. It cannot be stopped. It is as they are buying, they are selling. You can't store it anywhere. And when when our customers are not getting service for the money you are demanding from them, they will be reluctant to pay. There are so many people, even in my neighborhood, who have an outstanding of about 70-something thousand, 80-something thousand on their billing, and they only pay like 5,000 to 10,000 monthly because their argument is that what they consume per day, per month, is not even up to that 10,000. That these people cannot continue to chip them, and they refuse to share the paid meter. So they are the ones that have created a venue for this thing. And don't forget, the gas that is being used to power, to generate this electricity, is also on the high side. And they are not getting enough. Then there's problem with the transmission line. They all get from the national grid, which is insufficient and creates a kind of rationing among all the discos. So these are things that the discos are facing. And IBEDC has a domain that is damn so large. 4 states is too big for a company like that to manage. They can, and they thought they would be able to manage it. And out of all these 4 states, majority of them are rural dwellers. Rural people hardly pay for electricity because they see it as essential service that the government is supposed to pay. But government is no longer in charge of the discos. So these are some of the areas where their debt is coming from. And government is the only one that can do something about it. That company needs to be unbundled, and the earlier they do it, the faster for them. The better you have a small company that you can manage effectively than have a big one with big domain, and you are having difficulty in managing.
Well, they are also saying that the members of the public should always expose their staff who indulge in unwholesome practices. We know that when it comes to issues of bribery, inducement, in getting, for instance, the prepaid meter, there have been talks from different quarters about how some officials of the distribution companies have been charging consumers for this. But now they're saying, yes, you can report any member of staff that is engaged in that practice. How should we take this with a pinch of salt, or do you believe that this is actually the way to go?
I don't think that can work. And why is because these people, their staff, get this money because these are human beings. They understand that their company policy is anti-people. So when they found themselves in that situation where we can't afford to pay this, just pay this one, and this is what we can afford to pay. So they are the ones that created the environment for corrupt practices from their staff. If they had metered all their customers, it's going to be automatic. The customer having prepaid meter means that once you exhaust the unit on the light goes off, you will not have access until you go back and recharge the unit. So they have not done that, and that is why they have created that avenue for customers to fuel energy and for their personnel to also collect the rights from customers. So at the end of the day, they are the ones that are losing. And the reason is because they didn't want to invest. Even all the transformers they inherited from the old network, only how many new transformers have IBEDC added to the ones they inherited from old network? So these are things they have not invested. The communities will buy transformers by themselves. By virtue of the law, IBEDC will still demand money from them before they can install that transformer. And the moment the transformer is installed and current comes on it, it becomes the property of IBEDC. Now, this is another issue. When the transformer is not faulty, probably for one reason or the other, the personnel will be demanding money before they can come and fix it. So it's always like a case of a barber who expects the customer to give him money to go shopping his later before barbing his ear for him. Will he not pay for the service after the later has been sharpened? So that is it. So this exploitation is coming too much from IBEDC. And in their policy, they need to first of all change their policy to people-friendly policies before they can enjoy enough cooperation from people. I tell you, if the government should announce tomorrow that they are withdrawing the license of that company, there will be jubilation all over the place.
Oh, well, that's a good place to leave it. We're pressed for time, so we might not be able to continue right now. But thank you so much for the impactful and intelligent analysis this morning. Sumbo Badijoko, Public Affairs Analyst.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take you through the performance of the stock market yesterday. Stay with us.